Good morning, fourth graders. Today we're going to be doing lesson 6.4, expressing and interpreting remainders. The goal today is to introduce the expression of remainders as fractions or decimals and to provide practice interpreting remainders in division problems. What this means is we're going to be solving more division story problems, and then you'll decide if the remainder needs to be ignored, rounded up, or if we would write it as a fraction. Let's go ahead and do these warm-up problems. On your board, write the answer to each of the division problems. 12 divided by 6 equals, 16 divided by 4 equals, 30 divided by 6 equals, and 70 divided by 7 equals. 21 divided by 3 equals, 32 divided by 4 equals, 27 divided by 3 equals, and 24 divided by 6 equals. Erase your board for your final set of problems. 72 divided by 9 equals, 42 divided by 7 equals, 36 divided by 4 equals, 63 divided by 9 equals. Our math message says 3 students share 13 sticks of gum. How many sticks of gum does each student get if they receive equal shares? Okay, so we know that we're doing 13 divided by 3. What does this equal with a remainder? Right, it equals 4 remainder 1. We can write this as a mixed number. That means we're going to have the whole number of 4 pieces of gum, and there's one piece that all 3 girls are going to share. So let's picture what that looks like. Here's a piece of gum. We divide it into 3 parts. Each girl is getting 1/3 of the piece of gum. So now in our answer we have 4. Each girl gets 4 pieces, plus they get another 1/3. To change the remainder into a fraction, you simply write the remainder as the numerator, and the bottom number is our divisor. Anytime you go from a remainder, changing it into a fraction, you write the remainder divided by the divisor. Let's get started on some of the problems in your book today. Turn ahead to lesson 6.4. This is on page 148. You will be solving these on your own. Who would like to read the directions? Turn and tell your partner what is your job on this page. Now we're going to look at number 1 and number 2 and just decide about this multiple choice question down here. It asks, what did you do about the remainder? Circle the answer. Who would like to read number 1? Turn and talk with your partner. If there is a remainder here, what should we do? Should we ignore it, report it as a fraction or decimal, or round the answer up? Why? Go ahead and turn and talk. So the correct answer on this one is that we need to ignore it. So you would circle ignore it. And the reason why is because the $3 left isn't enough to buy another bunch. So the $3 left isn't enough to buy another bunch. And that comes straight from the question. It's stated right here, how many bunches can he buy? So we don't want to know fractions of bunches. We can't round up a bunch of balloons and just assume we have more, so we need to ignore it. Who would like to read number 2? Turn and talk with your partner. What should we do in this problem if there's a remainder, and why? Right, in this one we need to round it up. And the reason why is an additional box was needed an additional box was needed to store the extra 3 CDs. So we really need to explain what from the story problem shows that we need to round it up. You're then going to be working on page 149. On problem 3, you're doing the same thing. You're simply going to solve the problem and then decide if you ignore, repeat, or round the problem up. Let's take though a look at number 9 on here. Number 9 and number 6 we're going to do. So the first thing is, it says we need to write each answer as a mixed number by rewriting the remainder as a fraction. So for this first problem, we know we keep the 15, and then for the remainder, remember we do remainder divided by divisor, and that's what's going to make it our mixed number. So what is our remainder in number 6? Right, it's 12, so we write a little 12, we make our line. What is our divisor? What are we dividing by? 16. So our answer is 15 and 12/16. Now this one, this says that we need to write it as a decimal. We first write it as a fraction, then we'll change it into a decimal. So we write our whole number, 413. Our remainder is 2, our divisor is 5. So what is our fraction to make this a mixed number? Correct, we're doing 2 divided by 5. So our answer is 413 2/5. When we write this as a decimal, we need to put this part, the fraction, in our calculator. So we keep the 413. When I go on my calculator and do 2 divided by 5, my calculator says the answer is 0.4 or 4/10. So when I write this below, I keep my whole number 413, I put my decimal point, and I put 4 for 4/10. So keep this in mind as you're working today. Remainder divided by divisor gives you a fraction. When we go from fraction to decimal, you need to use a calculator. You keep the whole number the same, and you do the fraction, you divide it to get your decimal. We will write that reminder up on the board that you have your fractions and that you have your decimals to work with. So today, again, we're on lesson 6.4. We're figuring out those remainders. You did your mental math. You need to finish those 2 math journal pages, finish your math boxes, and then you can play a game called Division Dash. You'll read about it in your reference book. Make it a great day.